Hello viewers and welcome back to another episode of Pokemon Myths and Mysteries. Again, I'm covering yet another Pokemon X and Y mystery here, and today I'm covering the Strange Souvenir. Now for those of you who don't know what the Strange Souvenir is, basically if you talk to one of the backpackers in the hotels, he switches around the hotels like every day, so you have to talk to him on consecutive days. I think we should talk to him 4 days in a row, I think it is. He'll give you a Strange Souvenir. And over the 4 days, he'll talk about his own region, and he'll mention several things, that it's got a new facility that I mentioned in a previous Myths and Mysteries episode. He also mentions that it's not Kanto, Johto, Hone, Sinnoh, Unova, or Kalos, so it's obviously a new region, unless it's or one of the spin-off regions, which is unlikely to be honest. And he also mentions some other stuff about, just general things, and he'll give you the Strange Souvenir. Now what the Strange Souvenir is, the description for the Strange Souvenir basically tells you it's a protector for this new land, or whatever you call it, and basically it's a statue of this protector, so take from that what you will. However, when we look at the Strange Souvenir, you can see it doesn't really look like any Pokemon we've ever seen before. If you look closely at it, it's got a big head, it's got some eyes, a nose, and a mouth, and we haven't really seen that much at all. So what could it be? Well, as we can tell, as you said, it's not really like any Pokemon we know. So possibly a sequel with new Pokemon. So for example, Pokemon Z came out, it might have an extra region, or it might have you starting in this new region and then going to Kalos as part of the after game. Or it might have you in Kalos and then you go to this new region as the after game, or one of those. And maybe that adds some new Pokemon in. Because, as you know, we've only had about 70 new Pokemon in Generation 6, which is not a whole lot, especially considering the other ones were at least 100 or so. It's hardly any been introduced. So this would allow, if they added some more Pokemon, would expand the dex to what we expect to be introduced in Generation 6, and it would be easily updatable on X and Y for an update. Just download the update, because that's how they can do it nowadays with the 3DS technology and such. You can just, that's why you can't use the argument, oh, well, they would have found the new Pokemon if they were on X and Y, even if they were hidden in the code or whatever. Not necessarily, because they might not even be in the code yet. They might only be put in with the update and might not be obtainable in X and Y at all, and might have to be, just transferred over from Pokemon Z, as we're going to refer to it. So that's one possibility, and obviously you get, a good 50 new Pokemon there as well, so it'd be a mix of Kalos Pokemon and probably these new ones. It might even be this new region, might even be like Kalos exclusive Pokemon, because you couldn't really have a region based on the ones we've seen so far, but with these new Pokemon, if they were added, you could obviously have them then. We can also assume that this is a legendary, because it's venerated as a protector in some region far from Kalos, so it's a protector. So, that would just hint to me, legendary, something like that. So, possibly a legendary Pokemon we could see in the future, who knows? And one other thing that came to mind when I was making this video is the fact that, remember when we were talking about Pokemon Plus and Minus a few months ago? And like the description for it is it's based off that Asia region, sort of that. This it's a statue. Statues found in Asia, so certainly statues like that. So maybe that's true. I know I'm going off far here, but maybe it's true. Maybe it is linked to Pokemon Plus and Minus if they are real, or something like that. It could possibly be that. So maybe there's, apart from if we ignore the sequel idea, maybe you just download, maybe, the anniversary of X and Y coming out, there's an update that allows you to download a new region. Now this can't be DLC, it can't be paid DLC at least, because Game Freak have said they never want to do paid DLC at this point. They're not going to make you pay extra £5 to go to this new region. So they might do, a year or so after X and Y come out, they might say, we've got a new region for you guys, and it's going to be, you'll be able to download it on whatever dates. And the thing that would do is that would boost up sales of X and Y, which is obviously good for them. People would buy X and Y because they think, oh, 2 regions, sort of thing. Could then increase sales, and that would allow the Game Freak, the Pokemon company, to actually work sort of, instead of taking a 1 year to make a game, which what they usually do, sort of thing, because they release every year, they could take 2 years to make the next games, which could be the home remakes, and they can make those games huge and have loads of stuff in, stuff like that. That would allow them to, get sales still, but allow them to sort of, do stuff like that. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know, something along those lines. So possibly you can, and then maybe you have to use the Strange Souvenir to sort of go and get, to get to this new region. Maybe when the region downloads, you have to get a Strange Souvenir and sort of show it to someone, and they're like, oh my god, and then like they give you a pass or a boat or whatever, and it allows you to sort of go to this new region or something of that effect. So that's, maybe also the other idea I felt was, I mentioned a prequel the other day too, talking about, I think, the Faceless Men stuff. Maybe it's a prequel. This is going far, but maybe it's a prequel, and the Strange Souvenir is from the prequel, and it's from the region in that time. But that theory doesn't work very well because of the fact that it specifies as a region far from Kalos, and the guy is also talking about it. That must be why I scribbled it out on my notepad, because I wrote it down, scribbled it out, and I thought, I may as well react anyway, but now I've just realised the roadblock, because obviously he's talking about coming from there, unless he's like Celebi or something like that, because that'd be quite interesting. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it for this video, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed this speculation. Let me know what you think the Strange Souvenir is going to be for in the comment section below. Let me know what you think about the new region, when it's going to be released. Is it going to be a sequel, a prequel, or is it going to be part of X and Y itself? Let me know in the comments, guys. I look forward to reading them all, and I guess I'll see you next time, guys. Thanks for watching. Goodbye, my friends.